Welcome to Women and Real Estate episode 3. Thank you so much for joining us again today. And I hope you've listened to episodes 1 and 2. If you haven't, just scroll up and you'll find it. Thank you. Do you remember Yinka from episode 2? Hmm. She actually asked the second question about real estate on behalf of her friend. And that's going to be what we are going to be focusing on today. Stay with me. Thank you. So when I asked if her friend had a tenancy agreement, Yinka answered with, "She has proof of payment though. I thought that's all that is needed." LOL. I know I said that out loud, but yeah, I laughed a bit before I went on to respond. Yinka didn't even know that a tenancy agreement was necessary. Unfortunately, people don't either, and that's a really, really costly risk, honestly. Yinka didn't know a tenancy agreement was even necessary. And unfortunately, it's not only Yinka that thinks this way. Quite a number of people don't think it's necessary, and it is very costly to do that, really. And I'm going to tell you why. A rent receipt is not enough, my dear sisters. Whether you're renting or you're planning to lease your property, it is important for you to have a tenancy agreement. So you don't just say, "Oh, I wrote a receipt and that's okay." It's good, it's a good place to start. You can document things, but it is not enough, okay? So outside of the rent receipt, you also need to get a tenancy agreement. This is why you need the tenancy agreement. First of all, it outlines the responsibilities of both the landlord and the tenant. Also, it helps resolve disputes legally and swiftly. Because, for example, in the case of Yinka's friend, if there was a tenancy agreement, we'll be able to quickly go and see what exactly that tenancy agreement says about the situation she found herself in. It protects you from unexpected eviction, or if you are the landlord, on unexpected liability, or well, whether you're the landlord or the tenant. Here are my recommendations. Number one, always involve a qualified lawyer or an agent when you're preparing the tenancy agreement. So don't just go on ChatGPT, type out tenancy agreement, and because the lawyer or the agent, they can anticipate other situations. Really, you can start with ChatGPT if you want to, but at least make sure that a lawyer and or an agent also look into what you've done. Both parties, that's the landlord and the tenant, they must sign and keep their copies, because I've had instances where when you see the tenancy agreement, one of them did not sign. That means that there was an offer but there was no acceptance or whatever. Then ask your agent to arrange for the tenancy agreement when you are securing a new apartment or when you are leasing out your apartment. Typically, the tenant is the one that covers the cost of the tenancy agreement, but that's not to preclude whatever it is you'll want to do. So make sure that you sort that part out. My dear sisters, please, I'm begging you. And of course, if you're listening to me and you're not a sister, please formalize your rental relationships. Don't rely on just vibes and receipts, because uh, if there's ever a dispute, if you don't have your tenancy agreements sorted out, you're basically going to be needing a judge or a lawyer to help find what the equitable thing is. And really, well, how about we have the conversation up front rather than waiting till when they are. So let's discuss property ownership today. You can reach out to me on my handles at Real Estate CC on Twitter, on X, that's X, on Instagram. You can send a WhatsApp message to the number here +234 703 105 5974. Thank you, and thank you. Have a good